Alright, when you begin to do your room drawing and you look at your template, you're going to notice there's already a tiny dot in the back wall. That is your vanishing point to help you design the doors and windows that are either on your left wall or your right wall. So I want you to include at least one door and one window. So when we do this, you get to decide where you're going to place things, and we always use the vanishing point in the center of the back wall to begin to draw the top edge of your window. That's a diagonal converging line. Then we're going to slide our ruler, make sure it's still in the vanishing point, and now I'm going to draw the bottom edge of the window. That's a diagonal converging line to the vanishing point. Now I finish with my parallel lines, and I'm making my line parallel to the edge of the room. So if it helps, put your pencil over the top of that line, and then make your ruler parallel to your pencil. When that's parallel, pick up your pencil, hold your ruler, and draw that line. Then just erase any of the parts that are hanging over. Then we're going to repeat that on the other side. I'm going to put my pencil on the edge of the room. I'm going to make my ruler parallel to my pencil. Hold the ruler, pick up your pencil, draw the parallel line. So this is now the beginning of a window, a picture frame, a TV screen. You can decide to make that what you want. You might add a little more detail by giving it a frame. So I'm going to make a parallel line that looks even. And then I'm going to draw the bottom edge that has to connect to my vanishing point. And then my ruler goes on my vanishing point, and I draw the other converging line. So now I've got a frame around that window. Okay, if I want to keep it simple, I can just put a single door on the side wall. So to do the top of the door, I put my ruler in the dot in the middle of the back wall. That's my vanishing point. I'm going to draw the diagonal converging line. That's the top edge of the door. Now I'm at parallel. I'm going to put my pencil on the line that's the side of the room. I'm going to make my ruler parallel to my pencil, so this distance is the same, and I'm going to draw that all the way to the bottom of the room and erase the extras. Then I'm going to repeat that on the other side. Put my pencil covering the line that's the side of the room. I'm going to make my ruler parallel to my pencil, hold the ruler, pick up the pencil, draw that line all the way to the bottom of the room. So now my door is drawn. Now I could draw details, like I could put a door knob. I can draw a door frame because every door has a frame around it. Top edge goes back to my diagonal converging line. And I could leave it like that. I could put a window in there if I wanted to have a little window in my door. So I'm going to use my ruler. Ruler in the vanishing point. I'm going to draw the top edge of the window and the bottom edge of the window going through my vanishing point. Turn my ruler parallel to draw the parallel sides of the window. And now I've got a window inside my door. I could leave it like that. I could add something that looks like curtains if I want. Maybe there's a crossbar in my window. Then back wall is easy. Back wall is the perspective that we see straight forward. So maybe you have something on the wall. So maybe there's a big long window on the back wall. And then you could put a frame around that. You could turn this into a TV. You could put a door on the back wall. I'm going to draw something that looks like a shelf that's on my wall. So I'm going to draw the front edge of the shelf. So it's going to be a skinny rectangle. And then if I want the shelf to look like it's coming out at me, I'm just going to draw these short diagonal lines from the top back corners, and then a parallel line across the top. So now I've got a shelf. It could stay like that. I could turn it into a bookcase. If I make these lines come all the way to the ground, I could draw in drawers if I want this to be like a dresser. And I could give it handles here. So there's lots you could do on that back wall to make it unique to you. Okay, now when we get to floors and ceilings, you'll notice that you have a tiny little dot on the floor and a tiny little dot on the ceiling. Those are the vanishing points that you're going to use to make the correct perspective, where it looks like the floor is at a diagonal coming up at you, because remember, this is a pyramid that is a final product. So if I'm going to draw my floor, I'm going to use the tiny little dot on the ceiling to create tile or wood. So my vanishing point, my ruler's on the dot on the ceiling, and I'm going to draw that diagonal converging line all the way to the bottom of the paper. Keep my ruler and my vanishing point on the ceiling. Draw the diagonal converging line all the way to the bottom of the paper. Now I go parallel. So you could just use both sides of the ruler. Make sure the ruler is parallel to the bottom edge of the room. And I could draw on one side of the ruler and the other side of the ruler. And now I've got tile. To do my ceiling, I'm going to use the dot on the floor. That's my vanishing point. So if I want to draw rows of lights, I could do my diagonal converging sides, my parallel line to set up the lights. Erase the extras. Go back to the dot on the floor, draw my diagonal converging lines, and then switch to my parallel line. So these might be two lights that are on the ceiling. I could leave them like that. I could add more detail. I could add another row in here. Put my ruler on my vanishing point. So I've got two lights side by side. I could add parallel lines cutting through, where now I've got different sets of lights. I could add even more lines here. So I want you to come up with what you're going to put on right wall, back wall, left wall, floor, and ceiling. Draw this all in pencil. Erase as much as you need to. This is just your practice version that you'll trace onto clean paper for your final.